Hi everyone! Welcome to the Cat Scrappiness YouTube channel. This is Alice. You might know me as the Amber Girl. Today we're going to create this mantle card. It's called the Flying Seagull, and you're going to need two pieces of 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. Then you're going to score it at 2 1/4 and 4 and 6 1/4, and one piece of a square of 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And even though here I am actually scoring them wrong, but I will fix it in a little bit. The first score the line, that one at 2 1/4, you want it to be a mountain fall, and the other two are valley falls. So this is the correct way to score this piece. You'll see me when I compare them, I go like, whoop, there's something wrong here. So I go and fix them. I'm just gonna make those last two folds into valley folds. There you go. And that's what we want. The two 2 1/4 pieces are going to be your sides. One's going to go to the left, one's going to go to the right. But for right now, we're going to work on that 4 1/4 square, and I'm bringing the Hats and Bats Cat Scrappiness 6x6 stencil with some of the glitter mousse in the rainbow color. And if you notice, I am taking a tiny bit of glitter mousse. The reason is because I am going to be using my fingers to actually spread most of it. So I want to use my little, I don't want to use my finger into the jar because, you know, you might have something in your hand that might make the mousse just go bad. But this way, spreading it almost as soon as you finish spreading this thing is dry. So, and the other thing is that the glitter and the paste actually goes into the sides of the stencil, making such a raised edge, but in the middle, it's almost completely flat. And I love this look. There it is. Now I'm coming back with some of my favorite Poinsetta Cat Scrappiness die cuts, and I am gonna make these into some spooky flowers, and I'm adding a few colors of Distress Oxide, some Victorian Velvet, and some Stormy Sky, and then I believe I'm bringing up Villainous Potion. Change my mind about the bundle sage. So this card is one of the cards from the series that I started doing, getting more out of your dies. It's different ways to use your dies and give them a little bit more life, more ways to use it. So today I'm going to be using the Poinsetta Christmas card from last year's release into a spooky, very elegant though, card. Here I am coming back with the Villainous Potion, and I'm just adding the smallest amount. I just want a little bit of darkness. This seems too light for my taste for a spooky card. And I'm going to bring some a water spray, and I am going to clean up these. But since the ink is already there, I am going to actually bring a piece of cardstock, a piece of substrate, and just going to pull those colors because that is a beautiful color combination that I will be using in another card. Now, after cleaning my board, I want to show you something. I want to bring some, again, my water splatter, and I'm going to do, because I want some texture into those flowers. I love texture. Texture is my thing. I think it adds so much into a card, not even needed in layers if you add texture to your card. So here I am adding it and then blotting them, and this gives the coolest look into these flowers with the oxide ink. And now since they're a little bit wet, I'm using my Cat Scrappiness bone folder, the pencil bone folder, and I'm using it to actually curl all the petals on my poinsettias. Super easy. Again, they're a little bit wet, and this cardstock is not too thick, so this is super easy. And look at all the dimension it does. It adds. My panel is dry. I told you that would dry almost instantly. And now let's put this card together. I am adding glue to the two inside parts. So my 2 1/4 inch folds are onto the left and onto the right. And then I'm just gonna butt these two together, and I'm gonna bring my 4 1/4 cardstock panel, and there's your card. That's your card base. Super easy. It should look like that. It almost looks like a little bat. I love it. So let's work with our little bat card. I am just using my Cat Scrappiness bone folder to just make those creases super cool. You can, so many ways, here I'm showing you all the ways that you can actually put this card together. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna use it so the front panel is the main panel, and this fits into an A2 size envelope. Bringing up my purple glitter Cat Scrappiness color, I'm using one of the mid-tones, and I'm cutting at 2 by 4, and this will fit perfectly the 2 flaps that are the 2 1/4 flaps on both sides of this card right there. And I'm gonna glue these, and that is one of the colors that I'm gonna be introducing. Like, so we introduced it in the flowers. Now I wanna make sure that I have it somewhere in the card, so it flows the colors, and this is where I'm going to introduce it. I'm going to introduce it on this sides. You could also do the side next to this, the panel next to this side, and put a more glitter paper, but that panel almost doesn't get seen much, and I actually like the black against it. So I went and splattered this with a little bit of a gold, like antique gold spray shimmer, and now I'm placing them, and I actually realized that the back of some of these are a little bit even more interesting than the front. So that's what you see here. I'm gluing the front and the back together, and I'm bringing some of those little centers, and instead of just doing one center, I'm doing multiples, and I'm actually scrunching them up, so they, again, adding more texture to our card. There they are, and I'm gonna come with a second one. The second one I decided to go with a more simple card, no layers in here. I apologize about that. That was my dog. Here is my second flower, and now I'm trying to figure out where am I going to put that third flower. Am I even going to use it? I actually decide to hold on to it, and I'm going to start putting some foam tape into these flowers. When I'm looking at these flowers, I feel like it still needs a little bit more between the flower and the panel. The panel is so bright. I decided to cut some of my tool with the die cuts. I did use the metal precision plate to do this, but you can use your die cuts to cut vinyl, to cut fabric, to cut felt. Just try it out, okay? Just make sure you don't force your die into your machine. Just start changing plates and put some shims if needed, but make it work. I'm using my Cat Scrappiness tweezers to hold those in place because I am adding both glue and the foam tape. And this Barely Arts glue dries pretty quick. And now I'm folding some of the extra of the tool, adding a little bit of glue, and just sneaking it under it and gluing it to one of the petals. And again, just adding texture and just a little bit of fun and interest into the card. And look how now the background, it's actually a background. It moves to the background. I am using the Happy Day Cat Scrappiness stamp set. Love this set. You don't have this set, you really should get it. It has sentiments for everything that you need in your life through the year. So here's the Happy Halloween, and this is actually the panel that I did do the smashing technique at the beginning of the video. So you see it matches perfectly, and as a finishing touch, All Hallows Eve and the Mean One Halloween mix from Cat Scrappiness. And here's the card.